Well, good morning, everyone. This is Susan from Garden Interest. I'm going to take you for a garden tour this morning. It's very bright and sunny this morning. As you can see, the sun is in my face, but we're going to start from our side garden and we're going to walk through and for you to see the rest of the garden space and how things are looking now. We've been able to do a few little things in the garden, but we've still got lots more to do. So again, you'll see the good, the ugly, the bad, and the good as we go through the garden. I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see. All right, guys, so this is the entrance, and you'll see it's looking all lush and bright this morning. We have done a few things, but of course, there are lots more to do in the garden. Things are growing lush, things are growing beautiful. Look at the palm behind the statuary. It's beautiful leaves, flowers are blooming. We planted this plant about a week or so ago, and it's already putting out its orange flowers. This baby here she's going all over the place, so that's another thing I have to fix. So we have her on here, but she's taking over, so we're gonna have to line her on there. She hasn't bloomed for us yet. She blooms beautiful purple flowers. It's just beautiful this morning, seeing everything. Just looking at it all from this angle. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Just love what I'm seeing this morning. It's so peaceful to come out and just see how things are growing in the garden. Still have not had a chance to groom this area in this space here, but I do plan to get to that perhaps next week. Look how gorgeous, guys, these cattails are. I'm gonna come in a little closer so you can see it. Look at those. They are just so pretty. I love to see it. It's also on this side. It's just looking so good. Look at the lush red in those foxtails. They're like at least 12 to 14 inches long, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Center Island is always lush with the lilies, and there's none blooming that I can see at the moment. They're looking great. This flower is blooming. You have Orchid on this side, which I do plan to move, but it is beautiful. We've planted this plant in this pot to replace what was dying in there. We're thinking we could probably grow back this in here, but I'm thinking I may just leave just this plant in here and just let it do its thing. Yeah, like, I say things are trial and error. Sometimes you plant things and you envision it a certain way, and then as time go along, you're like, I don't quite like it like that. Then you change it up and fix it how you want it to look. We've got some new plants that we need to plant out. just haven't gotten around to it. We've redone this. This was the one that was completely, looked like it was not going to survive. It bounced back, so we trimmed it up, and I just planted another plant in the center here. It's budding at the moment, and it blooms a beautiful purple flower, so hopefully I can get that posted perhaps on our Instagram page when it's in bloom. Our lantern hibiscus is blooming. Look at this. Look at this, guys. I'm just going to show you this one. Look how gorgeous this is, guys. I'm hoping you're seeing it. It is just gorgeous. Love it. One of my favorite hibiscus in the garden. I think one of you followers, subscribers asked me, why don't I plant hibiscus in my garden? And this was the one I was referring to. So if you're watching this video, this is the one I was telling you that seems to do pretty well in our garden, and it doesn't harbor mealybugs or anything. And I do love it. But we've had, like I said, we've had hibiscus in our garden before. And they just harbor those mealybugs, but they're such gorgeous flowers when they're in bloom. Look at this grass in bloom. It's got its fur ball, I call it. It's pretty. We got the cannas. It's kind of on its way out. Yellow. Guys, I'm not feeling too hot this morning, so if my voice sounds a bit funny, it's just because I'm not having a great morning feeling, but I just wanted to make sure that I did this tour for you guys. I know you've been waiting, some of you have been waiting for quite some time and wanting to see the garden on a whole again. So I'm doing this for you guys because I really do appreciate you guys a lot watching my channel, and I want to share the love with you all while I'm walking around in my garden. This is our tropical area in our garden, for those of you that are watching for the first time. And so this side I call my tropical garden, and that's why we have a lot of lush tropical plants on this side of the garden. So yes, this is that plant I was telling you about in another video, but it's comes up, and sometimes they cut out these little things on the end there, and then they die back. But I just love it. I just think it's an unusual grass type plant, and it just puts out. If anybody knows the name of this plant, please let me know. I really would love to know the name of this plant. I bought it, but it didn't have a name. I know which nursery. I got it from years ago. But I've never been able to research and find out the name of that plant. All right, guys, so let's head on into the backyard. This is one of our side entrances to our backyard. And this is our backyard. So as you enter, this is what you see. And we're going to close this door. We have a lot of our sun vandas, which are orchids, on this side. There's nothing in bloom at the moment, but this is where it's a beautiful view when we're sitting here and enjoying the garden from this angle. So you'll see I've redid this. I'm going to show you a closer look. I've redone this one, and I've done this one. So this is a close-up view of this one here. And so I just planted up some flowers in here. It's really pretty. I'm totally loving the way it turned out. I always love my unusual antique looking pots. I just love how it aged. And that's what we planted up in this section here. Like Gabby, she's showing off herself here. And again, this one I did identical like the other one. And then this is the view with my cactus area, succulents, I should say. And I did a separate video when I was planning this up, guys. Those of you that's been watching and following me. And this is how beautiful it's looking now, guys. It is really taking a great shape. A little bit of cleaning up needing, like in these areas here. But it's looking really, really nice. It's looking great. All right. Over here is our courtyard. And this way is what we call our circular orchid walk. And in here is, coming off of this section here, is what we call our small courtyard. And so the courtyard has very minimal stuff going on in here. You can see the view from here. And if the sun gets in the way of this video, I apologize, because the sun is really coming down this way. So I'm just giving you, standing here, and I'm just giving you a view of me standing right here in the courtyard. Here's where we normally plant up all of our herbs. Here's where we plant our tomatoes. We just don't have anything going on right now. We did a video where we showed you that we planted the fever grass. We just have not been able to get anything else done. And it's a certain time of the year that is best to do that. So we haven't really focused on getting that done. We're focusing more on what's more important at the moment. All right. Not sure why this is left here, but all right, so let me take you guys around this way. Go around the pool section. Or maybe I'll go this way. I'll just go this way so you guys can see the curb with all of the orchids. So we got some orchids in bloom. And forgive me if it looks a bit dark. We got some orchids blooming up there. Just got a whiff of something smelling extremely sweet right here, and I've never had that smell before. It was quite pleasant. Sometimes the flowers in bloom, but the ones that are normally sweet, they're not in bloom. So this is what I call my roundabout. You've heard me say it a lot, and it's simply because it has that roundabout feel. And it leads to different parts of our garden. So our last video, we were showing you that we were planting out some new plants. And they're still looking great. They're still looking awesome. This is our pool view from the roundabout. This is our section here that leads that way. And there's another section that leads around the back, which we'll go there next. And this is the section where we planted off these two palms to give it a grand entrance into the area where we grow all of our fruit trees. This is what we call our breadfruit tree. There's none on it at the moment for me to show you, but I did put it in one of our videos as far as I remember for you guys to see what it looks like when I was picking it. Over there is where we have our pineapples on the shelves. And sorry, I don't understand. And we have all of our potting stuff over there, planter pots, black pots. We got all of our fruit trees planted up around here. We just planted some papayas. And this is our big Neeseberry tree. So we got we got mango trees, we got bananas, plantains, a lot of fruit trees in the back here. Plum and pomegranate is in the back there. And then if you look from this view, from standing right here next to the breadfruit tree, you can see the view. We sit down there sometimes when we're cutting some coconuts, or we just want to sit and just chill and enjoy the view from that angle. And my husband's walking around, as you can see in the background. He's always out here helping, picking, doing something. It's always something, like I said, guys, to do in the garden. Whether it's just taking a dry leaf off of a plant, trimming a plant, doing something, moving things around, leaves dropping, always something to do in the garden, guys. And it's really breathtaking to come out and just enjoy it as much as we can. Seeing the good, the bad, the ugly, seeing what we can do to make it even more beautiful. Look at this orchid tree in bloom. She's got her flowers on. The parrots love to come and eat these flowers. I don't mind as long as they leave some flowers for me. So we'll share as long as they're considerate. We don't have a problem with the birds. They enjoy the garden, like I said, just as much as we do. And so, yeah. All right, so let's go. This is the area I was going to go to next. And this is a little area that we sit as well. And like I said, we sit there, we sit here, whatever angle we want to enjoy while we're in the garden. And this is one of our huge orchids. It's grammatifolium. It's one of those that we have, and we actually creviced it into a chair. One of the outdoor seating chair that was going bad, but we repurposed it and used it for that as a plant stand. I just love to do little creative things like that. It just looks really nice in the garden. It's another one creviced into this orchid tree. And then I have this, which is the latest one I've gotten, and it's doing really great, guys. Look at the root system. Isn't that awesome? This one has a tag. I can show you what this one is called. This one is it's like a lime green color one. I know that for sure. And this one is kind of like that brown and either yellow or lime green color. It's got the double speckled color. These are our dendrobiums that I have in this pot. I have quite a few dendrobiums in here that bloom different flowers, different color flowers. And then this is our Vanda area. So going around this way. Some more that we've planted up in this pot. And we still have not gotten around to completing this seating area because we had did a video of us doing a demolition, and we got rid of the seating that was here. It's like a sectional. We kept the table because we're not sure what we're doing there yet. So once we've finished that, we will bring you guys up to date on how it's looking. But so far, things are coming along. And this is coming back out this way. This is the view from this angle of the garden. I'm going to take you forward and you can see where I'm coming from, the way in which it looks. So if I turn and look this way, you can see how it's looking. Now here, guys, we can never keep this grown. This tree, unfortunately, is so tall, and these always drop, and it's so hard to get anyone, because nobody wants to get up on this, and realistically it's too high to go up there and trim. So these, whenever we get strong winds, they drop, and unfortunately right there get destroyed. So I don't put a lot of energy into that space, but I just let the plants do their own thing on their own. But yeah, so I'm just anxious for these to finish off now so that I can repot this orchid. And this is coming along beautifully as well, the succulent. Flowers are still hanging in there. I did a video where the bird had broken it off, but it's still hanging in there. It's still hanging in there. So you've got this one that's blooming different colors. And I've managed to repot this orchid. This is the one that blooms orange flowers. It's into a really nice pot. It's got starfish on there. Now, these are my colors, as you can tell, guys. The turquoise, the blues, the oranges. I love those pop of colors in the garden. I may from time to time bring a different concept, a different color in, but it always ties in some way or another with the theme that I have. And this is how this is growing. It's in bloom and it's flowering. Redid this yesterday. Need a little update. So we had this done. The mango tree is, well, the orchids are doing good. The mango tree is right above here, so all the leaves are dropping. And don't want to go too much this way because the sun, I'll just try and do it as best as I can. This is this area here. These are doing great. And that's the view from this angle. Our fountain is there. I need to turn my fountain on one of these days, guys, so you can enjoy the full tranquility when I'm walking through my garden and I have all of my fountains on. I just didn't do it this morning, like I said, because I'm not feeling 100%, and I really wanted to do this garden tour for you guys to see. Do you hear the birds? Beautiful, love it. So peaceful, guys. So peaceful when you hear the birds. And I can't find them. I would zoom in, but I don't see. Oh yeah, look. I'm hoping I get it. I don't know if you can see it. It's a nightingale. It's a nightingale. They always sing so pretty in the garden. So this one is doing really great too. It's blowing up its orchids. And this is our Cattleya Courtyard. There's not many in bloom. But I can show you what is in bloom. There's one up there. I'm trying to zoom in. This is too far from your reach. And then there's another one there. You can hear another bird. That's a ching, what we call ching ching. It's a black bird. And here in the Cayman Islands, they can be dangerous because they love to pick at you, especially if they have a nest nearby. They can be a real pain. But as you can see, I'm standing right next to it. It's coming near me because it's getting used to me. You can see what it's doing. It's collecting some straws and it's telling me that they're building a nest. So I'm gonna not disturb it. It's walking right in front of me and it's gone. That's how much they realize that once they don't trouble me, I don't trouble them, and we get along just fine. Yes, so birds, animals, they're very smart. They know when they're in danger, and they know when they're safe. And they know when I'm not happy with them as well, because if they come in here and they're doing stuff I don't want them to do, I also run them. Because I don't want them laying their nest in my garden here, because then, like it says, they become, that particular type of bird becomes a real pain. If they get really spunky, you know, and they're real protectors of their nest, more so than any other, and they can become very violent. So as long as they stay out of my territory, when they want to do their own business, we're good friends. But when they're just coming and just enjoying the garden like I am, I have no problem with them. None whatsoever. This one is on its way out, but yep. This video is a little long, guys, because I'm trying to show you the garden all the way this morning. And I'm gonna open this gate. Hopefully I can take you on this end. Some of the plants I noticed yesterday, because we didn't get to water them in a couple of days well, and they suffered quite a bit. Like this one, I need to redo this, cut this back, and give it a chance to grow back. Planes are really taking off, guys. 1 second. I had to stop the video for a minute, guys. The plane was going over and it was too noisy. But yes. We've got people sound like in nearby doing their yard as well. But this is our garden in the front, on the front side of our property. And I need to replace this one. We've lost a few of our desert roses, unfortunately. They've had a bit too much water with the rain and stuff, and they didn't fare out too well. So I'm gonna have to, those that are still here is still a bit struggling, but they're coming to come. They're starting to bloom again and starting to look a little decent again. This one I'm going to plant in here, so I do need to get one more for there and one more for there. I've lost a big one in this pot here as well, but I think I'm going to put something else in there. We'll see what happens. I got some cactus from a friend of mine. I just haven't been able to sort that out, but they bloom flowers, so I'm actually happy I got that from her. These are bromeliads and some of the iris. Got some irises there as well. Those are some irises. And those are some lilies in the back as well. Those are lily plants. They're not in bloom, but yeah. But the flowers are just blooming great, guys. They're blooming nicely. I can hardly see what I'm doing here. The sun is so bright. The cactus, you can see, was suffering, but it's got its flower buds on there. They haven't opened yet, but watered everything yesterday, so hopefully they'll bounce back. Look at this, guys. Flowers on there. On the desert roses. Beautiful. There's not much going on out there, but there's one that's in bloom. I can take you to see that one. But there's not much going on here. Our cactus has put out an extra one there and there, I think, since our last video, which is progress. That's great stuff. This one as well, if you notice, we've got 1, 2 up there, so it's putting out some more, which is nice. Our fairy garden is holding up as best as it can. Need a little tidying up as well. And these desert roses are putting on a show. But they're not showing themselves this way, but I'll show them to you. They're beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Just look at that. So, so pretty. And this one is the same. I mean, this one, she is a show-offer. I mean, just look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, she is like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that's it, guys. That is it for this tour. Well, thank you all again for joining me on this beautiful morning to do this tour. And I hope you truly enjoyed everything that you saw and was truly blessed, like how I was, to be able to walk out in the garden this morning. So as you can see, the sun is in my face, so I'm sorry if I'm squinching. I can hardly see the videoing of this, so hopefully everything turned out all right because the sun is so, so bright. But anyway, guys, great to have you back. Thank you all so much for all your new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a star. All you have been following. Thank you ever so much for always being a part of our YouTube channel and be a part of our team. And I love your comments. I love to respond to your comments. And so if there's anything you want to tell me or share with me, or even identify a plant with me, please do let me know, because like I said, we learn from each other. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.